Fix on Me. Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Fix on Me podcast. Today's guest is my lovely, beautiful, wonderful wife, Maya Nicole. What's up, boo?
What's up?
What's good? How you look good.
Oh, thank you.
You're looking like a Let me just say that.
Oh, I'm so glad to be, on your podcast. I'm excited for you.
It's not really my podcast. We discuss what it's for, it was a vision given to me, and I just want to try to help other men watching the show. For this particular episode, it has to do with relationships, and it's being vulnerable in relationships.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah, 11 years in the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 11 years, but it's been a journey of getting to be vulnerable with each other, though.
For sure.
It was not.
Oh, yeah.
It was not like right out the gate,
Yeah, over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm ready to get in. I'm ready to get into this. I'm interested.
Yeah. So, to me, the vulnerability thing has been very important. It's been the past 3-4 years, I would say, I've been on a journey of like healing through that. I've had daddy issues. I've had, just a bunch of issues that I had. Mm-hmm. And I was very vulnerable with you. But at first I wasn't. At first I was very, this,
Dip
tough
the toe
demeanor.
in.
Exactly. Yeah, man, I'm the man. That's it. But as time progressed, I noticed that I needed to be able to show another side of myself to you. So, So my question to you is, how is it important for men to be able to be vulnerable in their relationship with their spouse, their girlfriend, whatever, people might be in the situation?
It's so important. I think that your relationship can't progress and 11 years, and so even in friendship there's levels of vulnerability. Obviously we're in a romantic relationship, and so that requires even more. And setting the environment for you to be able to do that, not emasculating you, not telling you things, even when I had a perspective like, oh, I really think it should be this way, but letting you have that space to be the king of our castle, which was not easy.
No, it was not.
Because I'm very independent, and you had to, let me know, hey, I got this. And that's just because of my own anxieties and things. And so once I allowed that to happen, things became a lot easier. And we've been rocking. We've been rocking ever since.
Yeah, we have been. And and it even took some time for my wife to be vulnerable with me.
That too. Absolutely.
And it was just interesting because I think I call it the independent woman syndrome.
We just making up stuff now. That's what we doing.
And then I had my things too. You get what I'm saying? Like I just didn't know how to serve you, or how to, I think I knew how to be a provider. It was like,
absolutely. And that's the thing. You've always been a great provider.
Yeah.
Like when we first met, I knew that you were a responsible man. We met in college.
Yeah.
And I saw you, in the student center. You were about that work. You were about that business,
I was focused. I wasn't about business, but I was focused in school.
You were focused.
Yeah.
And, there was just so many good qualities that I saw in you.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, kind of like off a different world, when Whitley saw Dwayne Wayne, and she was like, but he's gonna be somebody. And I just knew that about
Yeah.
you. I had this God given just knowing when I met you, and I said, no matter where you go, I need to be in your life in some capacity. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And
that's
here
how
we
that
are.
happened.
Here we are. We have 11 years and we have a whole 5-year old.
A whole
So
5-year-old.
I don't know where she at right now. No, I'm just kidding.
She's, yeah,
She's hanging
chilling.
around.
Yeah,
She's
she's,
watching this right now, actually. Hi, Mia.
hey, baby. I know. That's our girl. She's
but
doing such a good job.
but just share some. You have some pretty good insight from education wise regarding being men being able to be vulnerable with their loved ones. What else can you add to that?
Yeah, I
And why
won't.
is it important, type of thing?
Well, yeah, I would definitely say it's important because we have to be able to overcome the barriers from our past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we come in to a relationship with a perspective that is colored by our previous experiences. Naturally, we know that. But it's like, how much uncovering needs to happen in order for the two worlds, the two experiences to be harmonious?
Yeah.
That that's the work.
Then how long do you think it took us to be harmonious? Because
Yeah, yeah.
I think it took us some years, if I can be honest.
Absolutely.
And
Okay, if I'm a ballpark it, I would say 7 years.
yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
yeah.
have to agree. That that seventh year was not an easy one, but we got through it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you know, professional
I
that I mean,
apologize if you hear a dog barking in the background. That's our dog. He
yeah,
just wants to be in the mix, but we're trying to
yeah.
record this episode.
Yeah, we trying gotta do what we gotta do.
We gotta do what we gotta do. Yeah.
It won't always be this way,
No.
but for now. But anyway, so our journey, through that 7 years, because like I said, professional stuff like that's something I worked on the side with
Yeah.
with other people, but in my own relationship, like bringing self-awareness to the relationship, bringing just understanding, like and a willingness to learn. I've always been open to learning from you, like
Mm.
how to love, because you do it so well.
You can thank my mom for
Yes, yes.
that.
Shout out to moms.
She was a
Okay,
very great, loving mother. Yeah.
yes, she poured that love in you, and so it was like, okay, this is something I need to learn. And when I stepped into our relationship, I was coming from a place of like, I was out in the streets. You know what I mean? I was in them streets, but
The
a few
streets.
years prior, not in that
It
way, but
belongs to the street. No, I'm just kidding.
I the
I'll get it.
I had been traveling, basketball, playing, doing all these other things. I had a lot of things going on in my life. And so, a lot of good things. And so, it was like, whenever I got the opportunity, I remember this prayer that I prayed.
Mm-hmm.
I said, God, like, if you ever give me somebody that has a heart for you and that loves me,
Mm-hmm.
I will treat him right. I will do all the things, because I was a player. I did a lot of things that were not right.
Mm.
And
No, I'm just kidding.
outside of our relationship,
Yeah, I know.
prior to us actually getting together and things like that. And so I recognized, I was like, okay, I can't be out here just fumbling hearts. And it was my dad actually that had said, you can't just be out here breaking people's hearts. You know what I mean? Because that was reciprocated back to me.
Mm.
And I was at a place where I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to take care of whenever you bring this perfect
Yeah.
heart, this heart of gold to me, I'm going to cherish it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I determined to do from the day that we, officially became, a couple.
If I can be honest, when
Yeah.
Maya first met me, she thought I was a drug dealer. And I was
Not even
not
close.
even close.
Not even
I did
close.
grow up in the hood. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I grew up in the projects in Watts, but a single mother, raised by a single mother, and raised by just being very observant, if I can say that. Like I always try to do the opposite of what I saw. So if I saw my friends or certain individuals that I knew in the
Yeah.
streets, I would do the opposite. I was like, let me go be a gamer. Let me go get into school. This is what I like to do. So I pursued things oppositely. And that
Yeah.
was the same thing with relationships. I came from a family that's predominantly female,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of cousins that are females, and
Mm-hmm.
I would see how they were being treated. So I would do the opposite as well. I've always been like, I don't go with the current. I never gone with the current. Let's just say that.
Right.
My wife can tell you from the moment she met me, I was like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And that was me being focused in film production. God took it through a whole different direction, but I'm
Right.
still doing production, and I am
Right.
grateful to be able to do it under God. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's been covering us ever since.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. And like, that whole thing about, me thinking that I didn't think you were a drug dealer. I thought you was a
she said I
hustler.
was a drug
A
dealer.
hustler. And I recognize the hustle. You know what I'm saying? You could you could take a hustle from anywhere and make it productive. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out there like that. But that grind, and I think that really drew me to you because some of
And
these
speaking about grind
pigs,
though,
they don't.
even though I was a hard worker, let's just say
Right,
that I
right.
learned that from my mother as well. Just by watching her, she 9 to 5, she had like almost two jobs. You know what I mean? And I had basically had to raise myself, even though she would come in and out of the house. I would see her here and there, but I learned that work ethic from my mother.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I think I married you where I learned to try to work smarter, not harder. Because you will
Yeah.
always tell me, you so focused on work.
That's what a help meet will do. Bless the
You were
Lord.
like, you so focused on work.
Okay.
All you do is work, 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 work. So
Man.
now it's like totally opposite. I do my work, but I work a lot smarter, 10 times smarter than I used to. You
Yeah.
know?
You're highly productive
Yes,
too. And
very
that's the
productive.
thing. We had to talk about balancing rest
Yes.
and, self-care, health, physical, mental, spiritual, all those things,
Yes,
you
we did.
know.
She's been a really good helpmate. But that was me being vulnerable because I remember
Right.
we used to have talks and be like, I just don't know how to rest. Literally, I would tell her like, I don't know
Yes.
how to rest. All I know is like I gotta go get this paper. I gotta provide for you. And then when Amia was conceived, it was a
Got a
whole different. Like my mind went to a whole different level. I was
man
like,
with a plan, huh?
I need to figure out something that I'll be able to, if I ever go suddenly, I need to make sure that she's taken care of. And then I need to make sure my daughter's taken care of and generations after her will be taken care of. So my whole mindset shifted drastically. And it really went
Yeah.
into like the smart way of doing things.
Well, see, this is the thing. I knew you were a good pick when you were flipping Jordans to
I used to flip
flip
Yeezys and Jordans
Yeezys and
with
Jordans
my nephew. Yeah.
to take care of things
Yeah.
and to invest. And so I was like, you get this man something, he gonna flip it and multiply it, and like that was dope to me.
Yeah, you give me a thing, I'm gonna make sure it succeeds, not try. I'm gonna make sure it succeeds, and I won't, and
Yeah.
I'll be very persistent. And I think it's my
Right.
persistence that allows me to make sure to keep growing in what I'm doing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and I think that's important in relationships. We talk about vulnerability. We started at a place, and we we didn't have a whole lot coming out of college. You know, we had
No,
that college money. We wasn't eating ramen. We
no.
didn't do that.
I had
We,
my little Honda
you
90
know,
1995. Oh no, I had an Impala that
we
broke down.
yeah, then Paul that broke down. See, we had other stuff, but you know what I'm saying. We would make our little chicken meals, and I used to make chicken parmesan so that the cars would hold us for a while. I was trying to make the best of what we had,
Yeah.
and just walking through that together, I think it's important to be totally transparent where you are financially, because we're the same age.
Yeah.
Our birthdays are a month apart.
Yeah,
So
literally.
so we were on that build the ladder,
Yeah.
build
But I was too
together
focused on
model.
building it. Like,
Yeah, build up together.
yeah.
And so it wasn't like there was this expectation, that was unrealistic for us both just graduating from college.
Yeah.
It was more along the lines of, okay, we're going to establish ourselves, we're going to discover who we are as a couple, we're going to take trips, when we can, and just grow
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And so that vulnerability was required for us to have a trustworthy relationship. I
Yeah.
can trust him.
Oh,
I
wait a minute.
know I can trust him.
Took a while to get there.
I know, but see, this is the thing. Like, consistency was like what allowed me, even after marriage,
Yeah.
to develop that trust. Because I used to ask him, I'll be like, when we first got married, remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
Ask
babe,
me.
what's your 5-year plan?
Oh, it was, yeah, I remember. I did not have a 5 year. If I can be honest, I did not. I did not. I was, I was, I had a vision, but it wasn't a 5 year plan vision. It was more of career driven vision than life vision, if I can be
Right,
honest. You know what I mean?
right.
Once again, the help me. Once we were having conversations, just sit down and talk about just being
Yeah.
vulnerable. Like, I don't, I was able to tell her, like, 5 year plan, I've never thought about that. I've never seen that far
And you
before.
used to be kind of gangster on me too. I'm just thinking about the next day. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You gonna take all that and just go take a walk?
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
Yeah, no, but now, I mean, the last couple of years, probably I would say the last 5 years,
Yeah.
I have definitely been, have a 5 year plan, and then I'll add to it, or I remove stuff I've completed already, and then I keep adding, or I keep tweaking it to make, because, you might have your own plan, but it might be directed different ways. And that's what I've learned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we made it work, you know what I'm saying? But
We have been making it work.
you gave the help me something to work with.
Uh, listen, yo. No, I'm just kidding.
Gotta have something to work with.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be helping, what am I helping with? Right?
Yeah.
So once that was established, you like I said, you already had it, but it was just like, okay, we're gonna move along. And you helped me. You helped me significantly. Like, I can be very distracted.
Easily, not very, easily.
Easily distracted. And, I was like, I think I'm gonna do this thing, and you'd be like, okay, stick with it. You were like checking in and making sure, even when I was tired or whatever, like, studying in school and doing all that stuff, because we had to build,
Yeah.
we didn't just have everything laid out for us. We had to build, and we're still
Still
building.
building, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, we have something to really work with. And so doing that was very important. So it was a partnership. It wasn't like, yeah, I did have this independent thing, and that's the part of being vulnerable. He saw that in me and was like, but you still need help, sis. Like,
Yeah.
girl, you better come in here and let me help you,
Yeah.
get this together.
And I think you saw it more, especially when Amia was born. You know, because you did a whole master's program
Pregnant,
pregnant. You know,
internship, pregnant. I mean,
internship
belly
pregnant.
just
Yeah,
there.
and then also got into a doctorate program right after she was born.
Yes, and was working. I was had her on one side and typing on the other
You know,
hand.
and
It
I
was
knew to
yeah.
step in and take on Amia and take her and go have fun at play dates at the park and just give you time to just, relax and get your thoughts together, plan out your next thing, I
Yeah.
was stepping in, I was stepping up just to make sure, yeah, that your mental was, right,
Yes.
because I
Yes, you
started to
did.
notice certain things and I was just like, okay, I gotta. And shout out to PT. I think there was this one day. I don't know if you remember. It was a service he did. It was probably like 3 years ago,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and he was talking about the environment.
Oh
How
yeah.
a man's responsibility is to set them. Make sure the environment is right for their kids and and his wife to like prosper.
To
Grow and prosper,
thrive.
thrive.
To
Exactly.
thrive.
So I
Yeah.
took that and I was like, okay, I think I can do that. So I started finding my ways of doing it, and then eventually we were able to physically get a spot where we were both thriving.
So, those early days, you know, we were really like building and we relied on, I mean, we still do. We
Yeah.
still rely on one another in different ways, and not making it like, oh, this is a bad thing that I I really want, you around, or I want your support. Cause that strong woman thing can really,
Can really shake
it can really
relationships if we
shape.
can be honest. Let's
Yeah,
just
and
be
and to
honest.
be honest, like my mother, she divorced my dad when I was young, and her journey, watching her and all of those things, and like she purchased a home all over again, and like did all the and so it was just like I had to make a decision, if I'm going to just take what I saw other women doing or create my own path. you know Coming to that decision, I think, was so vital, because I remember when we got married, you told me, you said, this is what we make it.
Yeah.
I had this vision in my mind of what it was going to be and how it was going to be. And when it wasn't matching up, I was having these anxiety moments, and it was just like overwhelming. And he saw that, and he was like, "Girl, what you doing? Babe, like,
Yeah.
and that was like so relieving.
Especially in the early stages, just because I don't think people realize that. I don't even know where that came from, to be honest, but it was just,
Expectations, magazines, TV,
but it was just like, hey, like marriage, our marriage, we make it what we make it.
right?
No matter what people might say, no matter what family might say, what friends might say, at the end of the day,
Don't
is me
care.
and my wife. All these
Okay.
other outsources, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can try to give advice, but at the end of the day, we gonna talk it out and seek our own advice together, not just, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's really helped us to
Yeah.
thrive, because everybody is so unique. We're unique as our own fingerprints, and
Yeah.
so our relationship is that unique as well. So we didn't want a cookie cutter model coming in at any stage, really.
No, not really. Not really. But
Yeah,
thank you for being on this episode with me. I really
yeah, it's
appreciate you.
fun
Uh,
talking.
see y'all later,
All
y'all.
right,
Peace.
bye.